They finally did it. I knew we were gonna be getting teasers soon. Today, just about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes ago or so, Call of Duty in its entirety, all of the studios and everything, ended up tweeting out a picture of the new Modern Warfare 2 logo, which basically now completely confirms, you know, the name of the thing and what the logo is like and all that other shit, obviously. The logo looks like this. Some people are making fun of it because it looks like M-I-I-W-V, which also kind of ends the debate. I remember there were people like doing polls about it. I think it was Modern Warzone's Twitter. I think they did a poll on if people were gonna call it Modern Warfare 2, like the old MW2, or like MWII, like the Roman numerals or whatever. And just by looking at the logo, it looks like we're going with the Roman numeral. Somebody replied to me saying, well, yeah, we called BO2 anyway, even though it's BOII. That's the thing, though. There was no second iteration of BO2, though. This is a situation where you can mix two different titles up. Now, whether people will call it one or the other, it's just, the thing is, it's gonna be super annoying to have to sit there and differentiate and, like, clarify every single time. Obviously, throughout the year, people are gonna be fine with it. What I'm saying is, years down the road, once everybody has gotten used to calling both games MW2, if they just want to say fuck it, writing them the exact same no matter what. At first, Infinity Ward ended up posting a still, and then the Call of Duty main Twitter ended up putting out like an actual like little animation and shit of the logo coming together and everything. Some people talking about the design. I mean, me personally, I don't give a fuck. I mean, would you like to call it Modern Warfare 2 too? I don't know what to say. That's the way that they're deciding to name the things, because they need to reuse the same name. They try to name it anything else. I mean, we see what happened with Vanguard. Imagine if they tried to rename Modern Warfare 2019 to something else. It was a modern game, but it was something else. If it was like Ghosts 2 or some shit like that, because Ghosts is pretty modern. My whole shit just froze. You know what's crazy? After that Warzone update, they ended up having like a thing where you had to reinstall all the files of Modern Warfare's multiplayer. And that didn't really seem to do shit for the game over here. Yep, error code. All right, cool. I thought I lost the file, but I actually didn't, so good. Yeah, so they ended up tweeting this logo out and everything, and it's popping the fuck off like 100K likes and shit. And I replied to it and I said, so it is MWII, not MW2. Nice. Now, it doesn't mean that I won't call it Modern Warfare 2 or MW2. That is its name. But whenever we're typing it out and shit like that, or having to specify it, because I believe people like in the StarCraft community had to deal with this shit before. And for some reason, this reply to me says, just like BO2, it's actually BOII, but people call it BO2. But that's not the case, because a Modern Warfare 2 already exists. That is not the case for Black Ops 2. Maybe if next year we end up getting a Black Ops remaster or some shit, or not next year, oh god, I've completely forgot about that shit. But if we get the next Black Ops that comes out, next Treyarch game is a Black Ops game, and they're just rebooting Black Ops, and then they try to like maybe press the story more intertwined and shit, because that's what they were doing with Warzone and shit like that. They're really being able to try to grab all of these things from all of the different games and try to take those universes and mash them into each other to make them make sense and be cohesive with each other. I don't know how they'll do that. I don't know if they'll even do a good job at it. But if it's basically trying to do a fresh restart of all of their series, if they're just going to try to reboot them all, that sounds like the direction that they would go, considering they're already committing to, they made the remake for Modern Warfare, which was a massive success. And another game that is one of the biggest, if not the biggest game that they had ever released, was the original Black Ops. So it doesn't make sense for them to not reuse the Black Ops name as well, you know what I mean? So obviously I have no information about the next Call of Duty or whatever, but shit, it's not a massive deal. It's just, it's gonna be very annoying in the future when we're on to like the next Modern Warfare, and then everybody's like, yeah, I gotta put 2022 next to it. It's just, it's gonna be a pain. It really is. And we're losing that game badly. I'm backing out. Should have been Modern Warfare 1+1. True. Some people, for whatever reason, are thinking because it's not being called Modern Warfare 2, they think it's like, why are some people under the impression that this is like supposed to be some kind of remaster or some shit? This is part of the reboot series, if that isn't clear. What the fuck is going on in your head? Back out! That's that search and destroy timing right there. Back on Modern Warfare 2, I was a party leader and shit. Oh, my connection was great for people. Got into lobbies like that, East Coast. Yeah, just the sound effects, listen. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Now, for me, like, nostalgia's, like, kind of a big deal, but not everything is driven by it at this point. I'm trying, you know, I've adapted and accepted how it is over the years, but I'm excited because I know that people are absolute suckers for this kind of, like, marketing and shit like that, because it was so successful for Modern Warfare 2019 that it's just, I already know people are just gonna be on this shit. Oh yeah, oh shit. Jason Schreier says, easy victory in today's Activision shareholder vote, as voters representing more than 98% of the shares elect to approve the Microsoft deal. Was this the thing where everybody had to like wait for the actual approval? Is that it? Or does it actually have to like go through some like kind of court thing? Does this mean that it's actually finalized, or do they have to go through more shit? I'm gonna assume they have to go through more shit. I don't know. From the sounds of it, of the people that were like doing previews and stuff, like they ended up inviting some NFL draft guys. I think the draft actually starts today. FaZe has partnered with the NFL before during this time, and they usually invite some like prospects and shit out there. They got like this social media following and shit like that. They end up playing the game and they end up tweeting out some sort of teaser of them like playing the game. They got a controller in their hand, or they got like a picture of a logo or some shit like that, or somebody's wearing a hat or a shirt or some shit. Small little marketing things. But everybody that I know and anybody has ever even spoke publicly or privately about the game has said that is incredibly, quote, realistic. So to me, in my head, I'm thinking that this shit is gonna be campy as fuck. It all really depends how, like, you know, the kill cam and shit works. Now, obviously, the gameplay could end up being slower or, you know, more, quote, realistic and weighty feeling, which will make the game feel more visceral and a lot of people might actually really like, because that's what Modern Warfare 2019 brought. Things felt a bit more, it felt like a higher step in quality. So if this is an even bigger step improving on that jump that we had before, I remember where everybody was talking about how Cold War felt dated in comparison to Modern Warfare 2019, even though it came afterwards. It's because of how the engine and shit was, and Vanguard is just fucking ugly. So this game is supposed to be insanely crisp. The fidelity is supposed to be ridiculous. So people are like, marketing wise, it's incredible for marketing, you know, that kind of style of shit. So I just don't know why Modern Warfare just runs so bad now. So weird. How do I explain it? It's kind of like, even though it says like 200 plus FPS, it feels like my hertz is not that. It feels like I'm on like 60 hertz. Really weird. That's the best way that I could describe it, especially like console players will be able to feel that and understand the difference between FPS and hertz. Well, I also got into the Overwatch beta or whatever. Literally, they didn't change the character that I play. I mainly played a lot of Lucio, maybe some Mercy here and there, but they changed Mercy around in the first Overwatch. What's crazy about Overwatch 2, you have the exact skins and other shit that you bought in the original directly over to Overwatch 2, even though Overwatch 2 is like, it's almost the same exact game. Like they changed the kits and stuff like that, and I don't know how many people that watch me even touch Overwatch, but it is a seamless transition from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. All the shit that you bought, all the things, there are things that are different, but it's seamless. Modern Warfare 2019 to Modern Warfare 2022 or Warzone 1 to Warzone 2 is not gonna be that smooth. I think we could only hope for it to be that kind of smoothness where everybody would be able to bring all of their, you know, previous purchases over. But they're talking about the amount of bloat and shit like that, and the way that they designed from the bottom up, there is a structural issue, or more so not issue, but like a limitation to the game, to the engine, that just creates an immense amount of problems. For example, for me, I don't have all of my camos in Warzone, even though I spent all that time on multiplayer across all of the titles every single year over year. That's just one example of the bloat issue. I've talked to people over at Raven and shit like that, and they've said it themselves that the bloat and shit like that is insane, is what makes it really difficult to understand where the problem is even beginning from. All I did was unlock a bunch of camos as fast as I possibly could across those games, then not play Warzone as much, and it fucked all my camos up. I'm not the only person in the world that it's happened to either, so I've had people tweet at me and tell me that they've had the same thing going on. So speaking of progress, I made a decent amount of progress on the one AR over on Vanguard that they ended up releasing, but no one really gives a fuck about the new weapons and shit on there. They really don't. Just not interesting weapons. This World War II era weapons are just super fucking boring. I'm sorry if you disagree with that, but that's just literally what the statistics say. Jay got even tweeted about it yesterday. I saw his tweet. Sorry if I'm jacked. Nothing like a 1 out of 10, which is a good thing. That's on the higher up thing on the YouTube dashboard. Nothing like posting a video that gets a 1 out of 10, which is the best that it could possibly get, immediately followed by a 10 out of 10 in terms of performance. That's a bad thing. You go from this incredible high to this dog shit low. It shows that people were interested in the actual update itself, but even though they know there were new weapons added, they're not even looking for them. They don't even know what they're called. They don't even give a fuck. YouTube dashboard has like evolved a lot. They recently added this like YouTube research page, which is basically kind of like a YouTube Google Trends kind of thing. It's kind of useful if you want to look at it from like a statistic thing. I really don't. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna try to tweet more. I usually don't have that much to say anymore, or at least not something that'll start a fight. I don't want to tweet just to tweet controversial shit. That's what other people do all the time. I get enough attention as is. I don't need that. And people think that my tweets are like automated every single time I upload. No, I type those shits up myself every single day. The same way that I post and haven't changed over the years at all. I literally won't even change my tweet format. I get into a routine. I don't know. I'm very uncomfortable trying new things, like socializing. Yeah, that's new. So now, you know, Modern Warfare 2 is completely confirmed and everything. Looks great. Sorry, this guy literally ran into my sights. Now, if I type Modern Warfare 2 all the way out with the actual just number and not like a Roman numeral, I don't know. I don't know what YouTube titles would do. I guess people are just gonna do Modern Warfare 2 with the actual just number 2. It's easier to type. More people are likely to search it that way as opposed to the other way around, because most people won't even take the time to specify the difference. They would just assume the newest one, right? It's not even like I'm gonna get that mad over it. It's just, if you think about it in terms of like people's laziness and shit like that, you have to assume if somebody just never even played the original Modern Warfare 2, they would just say Modern Warfare 2 like the original. So it's whatever, man. Way too big of a conversation for who gives a fuck. It's real though. It's confirmed. It's real. Fuck yeah.